In this video lesson we shall be installing Windows 8. Previous versions of Windows such as XP, Vista and Windows 7 can be upgraded. However, we should be aware that if any problems exist within the Windows that you are upgrading, then potentially these problems may very well cause problems with the upgrade. Clean installation as shown here is always preferred. But remember, a clean installation will mean all the data that is contained on the hard drive will be erased. So if you intend to instigate a clean installation, back up the data before you continue. Next, check that the computer is connected to the internet via router, and you should have an email account. This is not compulsory, but will make the installation a little easier. Your product key will also be required, as with the previous Windows installations that we've had a look at. Here the Windows 8 DVD has been inserted, computer switched on. If a partition already exists, you will see a message, press a key to boot from CD or DVD. In this case, then press a key for the installation to start. In our example, there is no partition on the hard drive, so no message will be displayed, and only the Windows 8 logo will appear. Windows 8 will now install some basic files. Here we can choose the language and the keyboard or input method. If you're using a touchscreen, then you should touch the selector to the right of the time currency format. If you're using a mouse, as in our example, click on the selector, then select English United Kingdom. This will also update the keyboard or input method. Once again, we shall have the option to repair your computer or install now, as we saw in the other versions of Windows. Since this is a clean installation, you should touch or click on Install Now. Depending upon the version of Windows 8 you have purchased, you may at this point be prompted to enter the product code. The version that we are installing here is a trial version. We now have the option to choose which operating system, x86 or x64. The one you choose depends upon the processor that has been installed in the computer. This will be discussed in further details during the coursework. In our example, we have chosen x86. The next screen you encounter will be the Microsoft License Agreement. You will have to select I accept the license terms before you can continue. The next screen will allow you to upgrade a previous versions of Windows or a custom installation. Choose the first option only if you are certain that there are no problems with the existing installation, free from viruses, and that the hard drive being used does not have any defects. Custom is always the preferred option, as in this example. In the next screen you will be prompted with where do you want to install Windows. If you have more than one hard drive installed, it will be shown at this point. There are many advantages in keeping your data separate from the operating system. The main reason is if the operating system becomes unstable because of a virus or the motherboard develops a fault, it could potentially cause you to lose or corrupt existing data. Windows 8 will now continue to copy Windows files from the DVD to the hard drive. The next step is the most consuming of them all. Depending upon the computer specifications, this process could take anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes, possibly more on a slower computer. So we have speeded the process up. Here the computer is rebooted and now contains a partition. So the message, press any key to boot from CD or DVD will be displayed. If you did this, then Windows installation will start right from the beginning. Since we already have started the installation, you will not need to do this. Next, Windows will start installing device drivers. We shall be discussing this further in greater detail, but basically any hardware device attached to the computer, such as a network card, sound card, etc., requires a software patch to make it compatible with the operating system being installed. The next screen you will see is your introduction to a wizard. You are about to complete customizing Windows 8 to your preferences. 4 sections are shown, including personalized, wireless, settings and sign in. We now have 2 options here to choose which colour you'd like for the background colour and the name for the computer. The name can be an important aspect, since if you have more than one computer on the network, it will help to identify them. Both these options can be changed later should you decide to do so. In our example, we shall choose the name Living Room. On the settings screen, you will have the option to accept Microsoft recommended default settings for Windows 8, which are detailed on the screen, or customizing them to your preferences. In our example, we shall accept Express settings. The next screen is to sign into your PC. Earlier we mentioned about the Microsoft email account. As we said, it is not compulsory but makes the installation a little easier. You can change this to your main email account once Windows has been fully installed. Will then prompt you to enter a password used for this account and will retrieve any information that you have stored in this account. This completes the clean installation.